So if you've ever wanted to draw your own grain system, to design your own grain system, or if you work for a grain equipment company and you want to know how to do drawings for site layout, that is the reason for this video today, is to show people how to draw 3D and 2D in CAD for designing grain systems. Now, it will only be the basics. What we're going to go through is the very basics, starting with getting the software onto your computer and how to run the software. Since my computer has the software on, is all set up, I got this other computer just to use for this demonstration because we're going to go online. We're going to get the software and then we're going to download it on the computer, and then we're going to run the software, and I'm going to show you each step of the way of drawing a grain system. So today we're going to start with the software. The simplest software I have run is Ars Commander. Now, if you already know how to draw with another type of software, it is very simple to switch. If you are good at another software and you like your software, then continue using it. I am not selling software. I don't make any money off the software company or off any manufacturers for that reason, for that matter. I just am here because I'm here to answer questions, and I want to educate the grain equipment industry on how to do things. Technology in grain equipment is my hobby, so I am far from professional on doing CAD drawings. So if you know how to run a computer, you're going to be able to do everything I do. Any drawings you see me do online, in a couple hours of running a computer or running the software, you're going to be able to do everything I do. I am far from professional. If you're going to do this for a job, you need to learn what I know, but you need to learn much, much more. There is a lot of drawing I'm going to do that there are multiple ways to do the drawing. There are different ways to go about accomplishing the goal you want to accomplish. I'm going to show you how I do it, and then you are going to you can do what I do, or you can learn to do it better. I would hope that if you're going to do this for a living, you're going to have to get much better than I am at it. But I'm going to show you the basics. What I'm going to do is show you just the basics. If you want to draw a grain system, you will be able to draw a grain system with what I show you on my videos. Now, it's probably going to turn into multiple videos to show each thing that I know that I do. So I'm going to do multiple videos. This is the introduction video, installing software, getting it set up, and then I will go on to building different components of the grain facility and then stacking those components together. So let's start by opening your web browser and go type in Ars Commander, ARESCOMMANDER, and hit enter. The first thing that popped up here is Graybert. That is the company that we want to work with, Graybert, 2 and 3D CAD software and for DWG editing. So this is the page that it comes to, the home page. And we want to, there's 3 different things they have. They have an app, they have the software, and they have Kudos, which is an online version. For the sake of of keeping things simple, I'm going to go with the download software, the software you download to your computer. They all cost the same to have, and we're just going to go to the simplest route to start with. So we're going to go to Try Now. So we're going to go to Try Now, and we're going to hit the free 30-day trial of Ars Trinity. Now we're going to create our Graybert account. To do that, we're going to start here with first name. Last name. Company name. Work email. I'm going to type a different email in here. I have an account, but I want to show you how to do a free trial. So I'm going to do a free trial here. And then, so I'm using a different email than what I normally use for my CAD drawing. Okay, create a free account, and then we're going to hit next, and then we're going to hit enter phone number, choose country, United States, choose company type. Ooh, what company type am I here? I'm going to put in advertising, publishing, or graphic design. You yourself, you could put in student or whatever you think of yourself as in this here. So I'm going to put in advertising, publishing, and graphic design. And then I'm going to enter the CAPTCHA. Got that. Agree to terms of use, submit. Okay, save the password. And get ready to install software. So this would be where we log in to the online Ars Commander. I mean the Ars Kudo. That's the online drawing. Right here is the Ars Commander, and then over here is the Ars Touch. So for today, we are downloading Ars Commander. Prior to downloading, okay, we'd hit download. I already have a Graybert account. We want it to Windows. Now we hit download. There, it wants to go here to downloads. We hit save. Now it's downloading. That won't take real long, and once that's finished downloading, we're gonna have to go find it in the files, and we're going to install it on the computer. Okay, now it's finished downloading, so we're gonna click on here, and we're gonna look at it right here. We're gonna click on this, So we go right here and we left click on show in folder. So it opens up to the folder. Right here it is. And we just double click on that. So you go to your email and hit activate user account. And I can get Aries Touch for ISO or Android. I'm not interested in that. So it says start your 30-day free trial with steps below. And account has been verified. 30-day trial is ready to go. Now we can go to Ars CUDA, Ars Commander, or Ars Touch. So we're going to go back to the computer again. So now we're back on the computer. Okay, so once you installed Ars Commander on your computer, you're going to have this icon right here, this Ars Commander icon. Now, I run Ars Electrical, and Ars Map. We're not looking at them. If you are experienced with drawing, or if you do electrical work or whatever, these softwares might be handy for you. This is Map to see things from maps, to import it into your Commander. It's to do drawing, a little more advanced. I won't be teaching you anything on it because I'm fairly new at that myself. So Ars Commander, this is the one we're looking at today. And we're going to double click on Ars Commander and we're going to open this program. When we open this program, it's going to come up with this right here, this pop-up. And we're going to say log in with Graybert account. So we're going to hit our login. And I'm logging in with my free account. Okay, a trial license that ends the 4th of January, 2025. So we should be good to go. Advanced settings, we can do different things there. We don't want to get into any of that. We just log in and then we hit close. So before we start anything else, we're going to right click on our mouse. We are going to right click on our mouse. We're going to go down here to options, left click on options. We're going to go in here to drawing settings, left click on drawing settings, and then left click on unit systems. And we're going to go switch decimal to architectural. And then we're going to hit OK down at the bottom. Now we're ready to start drawing. So in here, I'm gonna start with showing you how to draw 3D. And we're gonna start with a basic grain bin today, just so you can start doing something that feels like you're accomplishing something. So we're gonna hit this drop down and we're gonna go to 3D modeling. I do the majority of my stuff in 3D modeling. I occasionally run in other things, depending what I'm trying to do, but 75% of my stuff is done in 3D modeling. So in here, we have this bar of options across here. Home, 2D drafting, insert, annotate, sheet, manage, view, BIM, collaborate, plugins, and maps. So we're going to start with going to 2D drafting, because if we want to draw 3D, we need to start with 2D. So we're going to do 2D and we need to make our 3D, build our 3D. So we start with 2D. We're going to go to circle. We're going to hit the drop down. We're going to hit circle diameter just to keep things simple. And once we hit that circle diameter, we come down here. It says, you'll see here where it says specify center point. So we just click somewhere on the screen and we start to drag, and then it says specify diameter. So what we're going to say is we're going to draw a 48-foot grain bin. So we're going to take this and we're going to punch in 48 foot, and you enter that on your keyboard, 48 foot, and then you hit enter. Now we can't see that circle, so we're going to zoom out, and there our circle is. And we're going to click on the edge of the circle, left click on the edge of the circle, which highlights it. Then we're going to go to the middle of the circle and left click on the center point, and we're going to move the circle. Now we have this circle that is drawn to 48 foot. Now we're going to go up here to the side. We got this view control here, and we're going to hit the bottom right corner. There. Now we can start to see that we have our circle setting on our base. This is our vertical. So now we need to turn this circle into one ring of a grain bin. Now, like I said at the beginning, this is first grade drawing. This is not advanced drawing. You can draw grain bins way more technical than what we're going to do here today. Later on, maybe I'll do a video on building more technical grain bins, but right now, this is the way we're doing it. We go up here to the left, we go to home, and then here we have our box, cone, and extrude. We're going to click extrude, left click on extrude. We're going to go down here. We're going to left click on the circle and highlight that circle. It says specify entities to extrude. So we left click on the circle, and then we're going to hit enter. And all of a sudden it pops up. So now it's showing us that we need to give a height for how high we want this. And we're going to type in 44 inches, and then we're going to hit enter on our keyboard. And what we have there is a 44-inch high slab. Now we are drawing in wireframe. We drew one ring. Now if we left click on that ring and we right click, we go down here and we left click on move. Now we can click wherever on the screen and we can move that ring to wherever we want it. So we are going to look at the view. So how do we know this is a ring like we want and not different than we want? We're going to go up here to the top bar. We're going to go to view. We're going to come down here. Oh, right here. Right here, there is this little icon. We're going to hit the drop down arrow, and it says we can hit conceptual, and that is what we drew. Or we can hit realistic, and that's what we got, is this slice. So if we are in view, and right above that there is this constrained orbit. If we click on that, and then if we left click, we can turn that and look at it. We can turn that around and look at that slice we drew. So we're going to go back to the way we were so we can continue drawing. We need to do our drawing in wireframe, because with this here, to build this into a grain bin, we can't see what we're doing when the view is realistic like this. Or even there's all different views. You can make it look like you can go sketchy, so it looks like you sketched it with a pen. You can go X-ray. That's kind of nice. But I always do my drawing in wireframe. Maybe you'll be different, but this is how we're going to do. So we're going to left click on this, and then we're going to right click out here, and we're going to hit copy. And if you look, two X's pop up in the middle there. The top X is the center of the top of the ring. The bottom X is the center of the bottom of the ring. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on that bottom X, and then we're going to go up here, and when our indicator crosses the top edge of that ring, it's going to expose that top X there. So we're going to click on at the bottom X. We're going to go up there. I'm going to click on the top X. Now we stack that up. Now we have 3 X's because we have 3 circles. And we go to the top X again. And we click on that. And we go to the top X again. And we click on that. Go to the top X again. And we click on that. And we stack up a grain bin. Here we have 5 rings. Another way to do it is to left click on a ring. Right click. Go down here, hit copy. And then just left click anywhere on the screen. And just move up. Straight line. Got to be a straight line. If you go crooked, it's not going to work. But you go in a straight line. And you type in 44 inch, enter. And then you can type in 88 inch, enter. And we just stacked on 2 rings. So we have 7 rings here. We're going to stack on one more ring. So now 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have an 8 ring, 48 foot bin sidewall. So now we need to put a roof on it. So we're going to go back to home along the top. Then we're going to go over here to 3D face. And we're going to hit the drop down arrow. And in there, we're going to hit cone. In the 3D face, we're going to hit the drop down arrow. And then we're going to select cone. Then we're going to come down here. And when we cross this, it's going to show us the little X there. And the highest, when we cross that top one, we want to go to that. We want to pay attention to that top X because we have different X's that come up as we cross stuff. We want to go to that top X. It's a circle around it showing it's a center point. Left click on there. And that is the center of our cone that we're building, the mesh cone. So specify base radius. So the base radius of a 48-foot bin roof, though it would be 24 foot to the eave. So we're going to say it's 24.5 foot. We type that in on the keyboard and then we press enter. And now it says specify top radius. So the top peak hole of this grain bin, we're going to say is 32 inches. So we're going to type in 16 inches in there, enter. And now it says specify height. So what I'm going to do, I use a triangle calculator and I type in 24 foot for my radius, 32 degrees, and then I hit equals and it says 15 foot high to the peak. So this is how I figure out my roof, is with a triangle calculator to figure out that slope. So 15 foot high in the center. So here where it says specify height, we're going to type in 15 foot. Then we're going to hit enter again. And then it says specify number of surface segments. A 48-foot bin has 48 roof panels. So we're going to type in 48 and hit enter. And there we have a grain bin roof. Now we're going to go up here. Now when you go to click on something, if you left click, you clear it like that. If you click somewhere, just click left click anywhere and you go left, you make this green. If that green box touches anything, it selects it. On the other hand, if you click and you go to the right, if you get item has to be completely inside to be selected. Items that are not completely inside will not be selected. Only what is completely inside. That's just a side note. So for now, we have this grain bin built. We're going to go up here to the top and we're going to go across to view. Left click on view. We're going to go over here and we're going to hit this constrained orbit. And now we have this funny item now, and we're going to use our mouse and roll in a little closer. And when we left click, a ball comes in and we can look at our grain bin. We can look at our grain bin. We can roll our grain bin every which way. Look at it from the bottom, look at it from the top, however we want. Now, with that active, now we need to hit escape. And then we will go up here and we will drop this down and hit shades of gray. So now you can see our grain bin. And then right here, we're going to hit that constrained orbit again. And we're going to left click somewhere and we're going to roll around and we're going to look at our grain bin. Now, what I always do is we're going to put this back to wireframe, and then we're going to go to 2D drafting, and we're going to hit circle, left click on circle here with the diameter. We're going to zoom out. We're going to just left click somewhere. We need a concrete foundation to set our bin on. So just as a generic, I'm going to type in 50 foot, because we want a foot bigger than the grain bin for our concrete. So we'll type in 50 foot, enter. Then we'll go up to the left and we'll hit home, extrude, and then we'll go and we will click on the item, and then we will hit enter, and then we will go 2 foot, just as generic in my drawings. I normally have my concrete 2 foot high. So now we're going to go over here and we're going to select this grain bin, and then we're going to right click and left click on move. I'm going to go in here and we're going to find the center of the bottom ring. Left click on there, and now we find our pointer goes across that ring, it shows us our 2 X's. We want to line our pointer up with the top X so it's on top of the concrete. Left click there. So now, if we go up here to view and we hit constrained orbit again, actually, let's make this grain bin here, and we hit constrained orbit. We can roll this thing around and we can look at it. Maybe go to conceptual and then constrained orbit, and we can roll this thing around and look at our grain bin. So now when we want to see order, now we hit escape to get out of that constrained orbit. Let's go over here and let's hit the top. This is the position, the top half circle. This is the position we're in when we open the page. This is straight down from the top. So what we're going to do is we're going to left click above and the right of this bin. We're going to go down across, left click to select the whole bin. Then we're going to right click now that we selected the bin. We're going to go up here and we're going to hit copy, and then we're going to just left click somewhere on the screen and go to the right. Since this bin is 48 foot in diameter and we want 6 foot between the bins, so that means we need to move. So we move over and we say we want to be 54 foot. So we type in 54 foot, enter. And then we type in 108 foot, enter. And look, we are making a row of grain bins. And then if we decide, right click again, copy, and we right here we left click, we move down, and we want to be the same there. So actually we want 12 foot between the bins in case we want to run a drag conveyor down through. So 48 plus 12 is 60 foot. So we type in 60 foot, enter, and it drops a row there. So now we're going to go over here and hit this bottom right again. Now we have the start of a grain system. We have different views of how it looks. Shaded with edges. X-ray, no. Shades of gray, that looks best. And we can go up here and hit view, hit this constrained orbit. We can roll this grain system around and we can look at it. So with an hour or two of playing, and you can be building your own grain system. It's a lot of fun. You always, when you have something selected, so if you click on something and you go to draw something, it's going to want to keep drawing. You have to hit escape to stop. We can select this and we just hit delete and it erases it. I have the mouse I run, I have extra buttons on it. It's not a complicated mouse. It's just a Logitech where it has 2 buttons right here. This here is 3 buttons. It clicks to the left, it clicks to the right, and it's a roller. So I have 4 extra buttons on my mouse. So I have my enter, delete, escape, all on the mouse. So it makes drawing faster and it makes it harder for me to teach you because I forget to tell you every time I hit escape because I do it without thinking. So if you do want to draw, this is the very basic, the very beginning. If you have trouble with Ars Commander, getting it installed, getting it set up, let me know and I can help you. It is very simple. Now, the one thing, I do not make any money off of this. That's all we're going to look at today is just drawing grain bins. We're going to get into drawing other stuff, but that will be another day. Okay, one quick thing before you go. When you have your grain bins drawn and you move them around, you hit X. When you go to close out of here, you have the thing here to open a new file, kind of like a web browser. But when we're in here, you want to close out of here. You hit the X, and it's going to say save changes to no name 0DWG, and you hit yes. You select yes. And then it's going to pull up your files from your computer, and you're going to go into your files, and you're going to go to Documents, AutoCAD, my drawings, and which I'm going to go in here, Documents, ACAD, GDR CAD, and we're going to name this. So we're putting this in a file and we're going to name this training number 1 bins. It's probably not going to like that number sign, so we're going to eliminate that. We're just going to have training 1 bins, and then we're going to do V for version, 24 for the year, 0.12 for the month, 0.5 for the day. That way you know what is your latest drawing. Always put a version on your drawing. How you use the numbers, some people start at 1, work their way up, whatever. I personally always do capital L, capital V, and then basically the date. That way I know if this goes somewhere with the company or somewhere else, I know if it's LV, it's kind of like my signature. Also the date. If you try to put these symbols between your date, it will not allow it. You can't have symbols in this name. You have letters, numbers, or points, dots. And then you go over here and you hit save. And it saves that file to your computer. So the next time that you want to go open up that file, you can go to that file wherever you had it, and you can scroll down through Training Bins 1, double click on that file, and when it opens, it will open your Ars Commander software.